Hi folks, Mr. Warner again and Mr. Tennant.
Hey.
We are looking at checkpoint number 2 now. So this one we're going to be doing a properties lab to identify some unknown solids. So I've got a solid out here and I want to be able to observe it and take some properties. So that's what we're going to do. So I put on my safety goggles from the goggle cabinet and then I'm ready to go here. If you want optional, you could wear gloves, especially if you have a skin sensitivity, but really that's not necessary. You should be perfectly fine without. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little small sample of this unknown solid, and in reality the smaller amount you can get, the better. So we're going to take a little bit and we're going to put it into one of the spot plate wells so that we have a little bit there. Once it's there, we're going to take some observations. We're going to look at its state, we're going to look at the color of it, we're going to look at what its clarity is, and we're going to take a look using the magnifying lens to see if we can examine the crystal shape, if it's a crystal. So those are all tests that you're going to do. After that, we're going to take a little bit of this sample from your selection and put it into another well plate, and we're going to add some other materials to it to see what happens. So we're going to add a little bit of water. The best way to get your water, you can get it from the sink, but I wouldn't suggest doing it straight up into the container because it's going to make a mess coming out really fast. So if you have other pieces of equipment like a graduated cylinder, you could get a small amount or a tiny beaker or something, or maybe we'll have dropper bottles out that you could use as well. So you just want to take a little bit of the water, you want to put it in with that solid that you added, and we're going to see what happens to that solid when it's in there. So already I can see some changes happening, and we want to just keep moving around, see what happens, and we'll take some observations, and then we're going to test something else. The next test we're going to do is with an indicator. This is called universal indicator. So we're just going to put a little drop in, and this tells us what the pH of this substance is like. So it'll change color depending on pH.
And does that have to be in the dissolved or the liquid, the water one?
Yeah, put it in the water one with the substance if it's dissolved, and that'll help you out. Good question. And then we're going to take our last test that we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit more of this salt, or actually we can just leave it where it is. And we're going to add some acid to it directly. And so the acid's in a little dropper bottle, hydrochloric acid. And we're going to put it in and we're going to see if anything happens. Okay, so we'd be looking for a chemical reaction. So remember your indicators of chemical change. You might be looking for some bubbling or things like that when it's happening. And again, we can just test. There's no bubbling or anything like that, and that's our test. So we're going to do that with 5 different solids, and then your job will be to identify what those solids are if I give you some similar information. Thanks.